Welcome to What's Broken. Today I'm going to do a little tune-up on my niece's bicycle. It's got 3 gears on the front sprocket and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's an 18 speed. Tires are flat. It's not shifting properly or really at all. So just going to try to see if we can get it ready for spring in case she wants to go out for a bike ride. I got it suspended off the ground so I can spin the tires and check things out. To begin with, I think I'll pop the tires off because the tubes are both front and back. The stems are coming out at quite an angle. So I just want to pop it apart and have a look at things and see what kind of shape everything's in. So to begin with, I'll disassemble or release the brake so I can loosen off the back tire and drop it. It looks like it might be a 15 mil. Pop the valve core out, or valve stem. There's a little air in there. Try to get these without pinching the tire or the tube. There, that's better. Just get the stem coming straight out. These are rated for 40 to 65 max PSI, so I'll probably put 50 pounds in. Be a little noisy while I fire up the compressor. There's 50 psi, so that should do it. I'll slide this back into place. And center it again. Just pedal it a couple times till the sprocket drops back in line, or the chain drops back in line with the sprockets. Just release the brakes. And we'll do the same thing. This valve stem is coming out at way too much of an angle, so something's obviously shifted. As I said, I think this bike's been pretty much parked for a couple of years. Oh, there we go. Probably could have done this on the bike. I'll make a little noise. I'll fire up the compressor just to put about 50 pounds in this one. PSI. Put the cap back on. That one's good. I think before I put the wheel back on, I'm just going to take a little bit of steel wool and some good old WD-40. Just clean some of the rust off this electroplating or pseudo chrome. I don't think this bike's seen a lot of use. Mostly just weathered from sitting outside over winter. Seems to have gotten a little bit of surface rust. Yeah, it shined it up a bit. Just going to pop this front one back on. It's still running nice and true, so the bearings still feel good, so I'm not going to mess with those. You're going to have to do a bit of an adjustment on these brakes, I think. Clean this one up too. Just pop it back into place. That's running pretty true as well. Oh, made in Canada. Well, good to see some things still are. Well, I think it's time to maybe do some work on this shifting, see what's going on with it. I think the first step, loosen off this cable hold. Should be on the smallest gear, and it's set to 1. It looks like the upper one is the low and the bottom one is for setting the high. I think before I play with this, there's something a little screwy up in the shifter. Doesn't feel right. So that loosened that off. I think I might have to heat this handle up a bit to get it off. See if that did it. Yep. I already loosened off the cable at the rear sprocket. In the meantime, we have my niece has ordered through Amazon a new shifter for the rear as well as for the front triple sprocket, so those will be here shortly. So if I break this one, it's because the problem is it shifts okay from 6 down to 1, but when you go the other way it's very clunky and it jumps gears at the back. If there's a little keyway for this to separate, I don't know where it is. I think I'll probably end up breaking this. Yeah, it is not playing well in the sandbox. Oh, there it goes. And something small and metal just fell. I think I'll heat up this handle, get it off, get this over on the bench and have a closer look at it. I haven't found that little metal spring piece, however, this is a little crunchy, so I'm not sure if some pieces just got, plastic fatigued over the years, because this bicycle's probably, 15 years old. I noticed this is a little chewed up here, but I'm not sure if I did that when I was taking it apart or not. I didn't think I was prying on this that hard. Anyhow, in your time it'll be just a minute and I'll be back with hopefully with the new shifters. So I found that little spring clip that fell out when I took this apart underneath the car in the garage. Anyway, popped it back in. And noticed that, how does this go in again? Like that. And I noticed that it clicks relatively easy from 6 going down to 1, but if you go the other way, it's a really hard click. There's a lot of slop in it. So I think maybe the original one was, not the most high-end design. Anyhow, hoping that the replacement ones from Amazon are going to smooth that out and give us some proper shifting. So I'm not sure where I left off. It's been probably a couple of weeks anyway. I picked up the front and the rear shifter setups, these SRAM. They seem to be pretty compatible with most derailleurs, and I think this is a Falcon or an Enzo, I'm not sure. Anyhow, I'll give it a try. Now, we ordered these from Amazon, and twice Amazon sent us back a Pocket Fisherman rod. So I don't know what they got labeled or how that works, but I found these local here in Calgary at Ridley Cycle. The other thing I'm going to change out is that rear brake cable. The other one was, I cut it off, but it was flattened out and starting to fray, so. There we go. Yeah, there we go. This through. And slide it into where it tightens up underneath here. I think previously I had set the high screw, adjustment screw, so that this is in sort of in plane with this sprocket, that one, and this one. Should all be pretty close. Yeah, that's better. Well, that should be ready to test anyway. That's in 6th gear, so I'll try running it through the gears. 5. Wonder if the issue isn't maybe wasn't all the shifter, but maybe the derailleur. So I did a little bit more playing around with this derailleur. Got it working not bad on 5 out of 6 gears. I got it so it'll shift into 1st now, but I think I can't remember if it's 3rd and 4th. When you put it into maybe 2nd, it jumps into 3rd, and then it'll kind of shift 4th. So I got a feeling it might be the derailleur may need to be replaced as well. I think it's pretty close. I'm going to play with the high and low a little bit, the tension. But I think now I'll finish up that rear brake cable and then maybe take it out for a little ride. But maybe before I carry on with the brake cable, I went to Princess Auto this morning to pick up some parts for my boat. And bought this on somewhat of a impulse buy or a whim. Kind of looked interesting. It's an LED light for the ceiling, and you can somewhat point or aim the LEDs. So this is sort of the current lighting in here with, let me see if I can get that, there we go. We've got a double LED bulb up, set of bulbs up in the ceiling, and they provide okay light. So I'm just going to take a minute and swap out, put that new fixture in and see what it looks like in here. Okay, I put the new one in the ceiling. Let's see if it's any brighter in here. Oh yeah, that changes it quite a bit. Awesome. Makes it a little brighter. So time for the new Super Cycle brake cable. It looks like I got to clip this end off because it depends on which end you need. And I believe it's this, yeah, it's this barrel end. So we just feed it through there. And run it through the sheath. Comes around and fits in like that. And that works well. Now this rear sheath sort of came apart. So I'm going to feed the cable through and then use a little bit of heat shrink on it. I might try 2 layers of heat shrink just to secure it nicely. I'll slide that one up out of the way. It's just where this little end piece that goes on the rear brake, the crimp or the glue or something let go. And slide that over there. Let that cool a minute and then I'll try sliding the other piece over top of it. Hopefully it clears. That should work well. Just backed out the top adjustment on the handle a little bit. It's a number 8. That should work. That's perfect. Maybe I'll cut that right about there, slide it through the frame and use a little zip strap on it. That way it keeps it out of the way so you don't catch yourself on it. Perfect. Well, I think that should have it. I'll take it out for a little ride and just test the shifting. Well, I just took it for a rip up and down the alley 2 or 3 times. Seems to shift okay. It kind of misses, I forget which one, dropping from 4th to 3rd. So all in all, for what it is, and given how much she'll probably ride it this summer, I think it's more than adequate. So I'll sign off on this one, and thanks for hanging out and watching, and maybe catch you on another one. And yeah, some of you might have caught that before. When I put this tire on, I put it on backwards. There, got it turned around. Yeah, it looks pretty centered. Bearings feel good.